I guarantee this is not going to be another boring, come on now, because we got Sarah here in the house. This is not going to be another boring training or update today, but we're going to try to keep this as live as possible and make it as fun as possible because, hey, after all, we're on Zoom, right?
Another Zoom.
Right?
Another Zoom.
So I want to really give you a proper introduction, Sarah, because you've done so many amazing things. And I want those that have never really met you or don't really know you to know a little bit about you. Is that okay? So I'm gonna read this and then we're gonna get into our questions. Now listen, if you're just joining us, this is actually our official first show of Real People, Real Talk with Stephanie. And I'm just so honored to even be a part of this. You know how Mark Epstein is. He just kind of draws you in and says, hey, just do this. And, it's our attempt as a board to bring fun and laughter into trainings and updates that we're doing. So I want to thank everyone for joining me. But let me introduce Sarah. Sarah Trent Miranda is the Director of Product Development and Training at CRMLS. She has served there since 2015. And as a part of her dual role at CRMLS, she works with vendors in our community to screen and to adopt real estate technology products for CRMLS users. She also manages the CRMLS systems expert team that trains users on all CRMLS products. With nearly 2 decades experience as a licensed real estate salesperson and a strong background in both the day-to-day hustle of practicing real estate and pursuing cutting-edge technology, she is a passionate advocate for bringing the best in real estate technology to professionals throughout California. Sarah is a second-generation realtor, and we're gonna find out about that too, and Southern California native. Yay! She lives in Southern California with her husband and daughter, and loves and has a loves a well-crafted old-fashioned. You like the old-fashioned? Okay, all right, I like that. I like that.
Little bourbon okay. That never hurt anybody.
Right, exactly. So, Sarah, I want to just say welcome to Real People, Real Talk, and I'm just excited to ask you these questions because I know a lot of us want to know. Okay, look. Come on, girl. You are a second generation real estate person, and many of us on here are probably saying why. Okay, tell us how it all started.
I got suckered in at an early age, but no, it's been a part of my life for a long time. The last probably 25, 26 years. My mom's a broker and still an active agent, and I just started understanding the lingo and, being in the car with her when she was on the phone and understanding the art of the transaction at a pretty young age. So, she looped me in.
Wow. Free childhood labor. Basically, that's what it was, right?
Pretty much.
It's so funny because as you were saying, you learned the lingo. I was thinking of my son. My son is 17 and I don't know what, he's kind of like, he hears some of the things that goes on in our industry and he'll just say, Mom, I need an escrow with a file. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, and the appraiser said, and I'm like, what the heck? He has no idea what he's talking about, but he just says the words. He's like, commission, and I'm like, oh my God.
You got to start tapping into that talent early.
You really do. So you have
answering some calls.
That's right. You know what I have, but my son, he's kind of smart, the 16 and 17-year-olds these days, I mean, they don't just do things for free. It's like, they want you to pay them like they're an executive. You know what I mean? It's like, you're still in high school. Okay. This is your first job. All right. He's like, Mom, I'm trying to make 6 figures. I mean, come on, so he's too expensive for me, but so tell us about tell us about growing up. I know we talked about the real estate, but where did you said you were native born California. Where did you grow up?
I was born in San Dimas, California, and I was raised in Glendora, so the same city where Citrus Valley is still located today. So wow. I ventured out a little, but kind of Glendora has a way of kind of I don't know, getting people to come back, just great schools, and,
Right.
you know, families tend to stay for a long amount of time. So I just ended up back in Glendora.
So now what high school you went to? Glendora High School?
Glendora High School.
Glendora High
Yeah.
School. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is it's just so amazing when you're able to um really see the transition from growing up to now. I know it's like completely different. Or is it?
You know, Glendora's a great spot to be raised and to raise children, now that I'm doing that myself. And, you know, the sense of community. It still really has that small bedroom community type feel. And so, you know, I loved that and still love it today. I mean, I was in Pasadena for 5 years, and I loved the diversity and all of the, you know, things to do and different restaurants, and just, you know, it was a never ending list of
Right.
options. And Glendora, very different, and, you know, a little bit quieter, not as many things to do, not as many restaurants, but you have that sense of community and the great schools and the great people. There's just a lot of really good people that are very loyal to Glendora. So, you know, I do love that sense of community.
That's awesome. And in real estate, that's like, I think that's probably one of the number one things that people desire. They desire community, they desire relationship. And what better way to have someone like yourself be in such an amazing position with CRMLS and be able to use that your past in how you connect with people. Tell us some of the things that you do where you're at with CRMLS.
You know, thank you for that. I really feel that my experience just with Citrus Valley over the years, that was my association, and you know, actively selling and dabbling in a few other parts of the industry really did help me, you know, prepare for this role. And, you know, I manage our training team. So they're the ones who go out and, you know, interact with our brokers and agents on a daily basis, not in person right now, which has been a really interesting pivot. But even virtually, they're still interacting with our brokers and agents and our associations, you know, teaching them about our products and our MLS system, and just trying to keep them, you know, wanting to learn more and improve their, you know, level of professionalism. And so that part, you know, has been just a really amazing transition, having gone from being the one in the classroom listening to a trainer, and then getting to listen to them about how they perceive it and how they understand the agents and interact with them on a daily basis. So that's one part of it. And then the other hat I wear is product development. And so obviously I had the experience of utilizing CRMLS systems and products, and being able to now work with the vendors, vet, you know, products that might be a good fit for our CRMLS users, and also, you know, continue to work with our existing vendors to evaluate product and, you know, implement changes if necessary, and wear that fun product hat. So it's fun. I get to do a lot of interacting with people that I got to work with in the past, but some new people as well.
That's awesome. Now, I just, for our viewers real quick, I just want to let you know, if you just joined us, no, you have not clicked in on just some random Zoom, okay?
No, this is real.
This is real. This is called Real People, Real Talk. And we're here interviewing Miss Sarah. And after our interview, she's going to be doing some updates on products here with CRMLS. So you are on the right Zoom, okay? So I don't know how many times I've logged into someone. It's like, hello,
oops.
Okay, you know, oops.
Can I see me?
Wrong link. Okay, so no, but you're at the right place right now. And we're gonna ask Sarah a couple more questions. Now I had to do my detective work because personally, and so online, you know, social media never erases anything, right? I mean, it's just like on there. So I Googled your name, And there was a video that you did, I think it was last year. And I remember you saying that you loved what you did because you're able to interact with people. You're like, I don't think I could ever be behind a desk just sitting there.
Yes, I did say that. This
Like,
is
yes,
true.
yes, yes. Which, as I'm talking to you, I'm like, yeah, I can understand because you have so many different hats that you're wearing. But I also remember one thing you said, that when you start your day snuggling with your doggy. You said that. What kind of dog do you have?
Oh my gosh, my little Rudy is a almost 12-year-old poodle mix of some sort, but he's my little companion. He'll be 12 November 1st.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
my four-legged baby. He's a sweetie.
Dogs are just so smart. I tell you, they're smart. Just like little kids sometimes, they know when to kind of push the buttons and when not to, and they're just super.
He's
Like,
a big fan of
our animal humans.
right. And he's a big fan of COVID because I was home so much. And so he's all about it. He loves having.
Oh, that's good. And then you have a 5-year-old at the time you did. So
At the time, she just turned 7. She just turned 7
wow.
Lindsay, on October 7th. So her golden birthday was this year.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. I am in the house with 2 men. So, I'm the queen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, anything mama says, mama gets, right? Because, boys are just, they don't really care. So how is it you and your daughter in the same home? Because,
Yeah. I'm no longer the queen, but for sure. It's very clear who's the queen.
it's like, I'm the one, you listen to me.
You
Now,
know, she's a great kid. I feel really blessed because she's, even with the distance learning and being at home, she's doing surprisingly well. I just wasn't quite sure how we were going to venture down this road come the start of the school year, but she's doing really well. And I think she's just happy to have mom and dad at home and just, adapt in her own way. But it's not the same, not having that interaction with other kids is probably the most challenging for me because
right.
I'm more concerned about her mental health at this point. So anyways, but it's awesome.
Kids are resilient though. They're gonna
they are.
we're like, oh, the pandemic. They're like, the what? Okay,
Yeah,
kind of moved on. So I have a
totally.
question for you.
Okay.
What do you have any regrets? Do you have any regrets?
I don't have a lot of regrets just because I really feel that everything that's happened in my life has happened for a reason, and every choice I've made has led me to the next place. But I have one I'll share with you. And I was a competitive swimmer for a lot of years in my younger years, and I loved it, and I was pretty good at it. And I was on the verge of breaking some records. I was talking to some people about the Junior Olympics, and I made high school varsity as a freshman. And so I was going through some things personally, and unfortunately decided to quit. And I really wish I wouldn't have done that because I probably would have had a full ride anywhere I wanted to go. And, I would have had a different high school experience and a different outcome with things in that regard. But that's just one little one. I don't really live with too much regret.
Well, I can guarantee you right now, if you start swimming and go back to college, it'll probably be free. Okay. They're like, what in the world? I'm
spirit. It doesn't.
I'm here to get my scholarship again. Okay.
Yeah, let's revisit that.
Right. So what I'm going to do right now before we turn it over to you, I want to do some rapid fire questions, and these are just some words. I'm just going to throw some words out there, and just want to kind of see what your thoughts are.
Right.
So, are you a turkey or a ham girl?
Turkey.
Okay. Bowling or shooting pool?
Ooh. Pool.
All right. Okay. All right. Go with that bourbon, right? You know.
And I can't say I'm better at pool than bowling, but if I had to choose, I'd rather wear my own shoes.
All right. Okay. That's good. Especially right now. Okay. You want to wear your own shoes. Okay. And a mask and gloves and okay. No. Peacemaker or troublemaker?
Ooh, peacemaker.
Girl, what?
I know. I do both, but I think by default.
Okay. All right. Now, volunteer time or donate money?
Probably volunteer. Done a lot of that.
Gosh, you're like perfect. Cause I'm like, I need to donate money. I need to, no, I don't have time. Okay. And I got to say this one of my favorite people in the world, Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh man.
That's a tough one.
Oh, that is a tough one. Like someone's going to be mad at my answer.
And by the way, I still think Michael Jackson's alive out there for those who are skeptics. But anyway, Michael Jackson, Prince.
Prince is amazing, but Michael Jackson, just because I grew up with that, I'd have to go with Michael Jackson.
I know. Were you one of the girls that were crying? You know, like it's like, I don't know. He just had like that mesmerizing.
He was epic. I mean, there's just no way to replicate that in any way. But and Prince too. I mean, those are two. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Well, listen, Sarah, thank you so much for just, opening yourself up to us today. We really appreciate it. And for those, again, who just joined us, this is Real People, Real Talk with Stephanie. We're just here to have some fun prior to our updates to see what's going on with CRMLS. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah.
Okay, awesome. Let me just get myself set up here. Thank you. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was ready for some, I don't know, your rapid fire made me a little concerned here. I'll be honest. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so today I'm going to just touch on, like Stephanie mentioned, just education and product updates. And so first off, I just want to talk about our education resources. So as a part of Citrus Valley and a part of CRMLS, you have a ton of education resources that you may not even know about. So you can go to crmls.org/education to identify these resources. And you can register to attend for a virtual training for CVAR members. We have a few coming up in November. So we have Matrix time-saving tips on November 9th. We have the MLS Touch app on November 16th, and we have engaging clients with Matrix on November 23rd. So those are all on our website, crmls.org. You're going to hear me say that quite a few times in this presentation, just because that is where you're going to need to go to access a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about. We also have broker office trainings, and same location as where you would go to register to attend an association training. You can request to have a custom virtual training for your broker office, and they are virtual, obviously, with everything going on with the pandemic until further notice. But we can schedule that, and our training team is happy to create a custom training schedule in advance. So if you wanted to create a series or do something to promote to your agents and focus on Matrix for a few months and then pivot to a product, whatever you feel your agents need, we can cater to that for you. And some additional resources you'll find are our webinars. We have ongoing webinars pretty much every single day on both Matrix and our products. You can locate that on crmls.org as well. And also you can subscribe to our CRMLS TV YouTube channel. I can't tell you how often people don't realize that we have this, and we're constantly adding new video. We have a ton of how-to videos that are really quick, easy to digest. We have recorded webinars, so if you can't attend a live webinar, you can go and watch one of our recorded webinars. And then we also have our virtual classroom, which is accessible through the Clarity dashboard when you log in. And if you click that tile, you'll be directed to a virtual classroom where we currently have a course on matrix, and we're going to be adding additional topics to that as well. All right, and then on to product development. I have a focus group that I inherited when I came to work for CRMLS, and it's an awesome group that we used to meet quarterly and do lunch and have a great old time, and then that all changed abruptly, but we're still meeting, and it's virtual, and we utilize this time to evaluate new products that we're looking at to possibly roll out to our CRMLS users, but we're also looking at existing products that we have. So, you know, looking at new enhancements from vendors or upgrades or things that they're looking to do to improve their products, and getting that feedback and providing that to the vendor from this group. And then, you know, we'll have some beta testing that goes on as well. So if you're into tech and, you know, this is something that interests you, you can email me. This is my direct email, sarah@crmls.org. Or if you know someone who you think would be interested in something like this, please reach out to me and I can add you to that roster. All right, and we're going to dive into products, which is, I think, the fun part. And these are going to be some things that you probably haven't seen, and then a few things that you may have seen in the past. But down payment resource is coming soon. And, you know, there's a ton of down payment assistance programs available that, you know, real estate professionals and home buyers, they don't know they exist. And so down payment resource is going to help agents easily connect home buyers to the down payment help that they need. And listings will be flagged within our MLS system with a special down payment button that will help clearly identify where you can get assistance. And we're looking to hopefully have this available before the end of the year or early Q1. So keep your eyes open for that. And then Glide is currently Citrus Valley members have access to Glide. If you're not familiar with it, oops, my apology. If you're not familiar, it's a very safe, client-friendly alternative to the paper disclosure forms, so completing all of your forms by hand. With Glide, you can prepare, organize, sign, and share your disclosures from one interface, and it saves time and frustration for the agent and for the clients. Back in July, we were getting a lot of calls and complaints about the difficulty to collect and organize the CAR PED forms, which was implemented after COVID hit. And so CRMLS and Glide teamed up to create a guided workflow to make it really easy to create, send, and manage these PED forms directly from the MLS in a listing page. So that was a really awesome thing that we were able to do along with Glide. And expanding on this new workflow, I'm really excited to announce that we will soon be introducing a groundbreaking integration with Glide. And CRMLS will be the first MLS in the history to provide the ability for agents to submit an offer directly from the MLS. So we are working on this. You will see more information on this very soon. We don't have a firm launch date, but it's in the works and it's coming. So if you have any questions, you can reach out, but really exciting news. We're excited to be working with them and enhancing this new feature. All right, and next I wanted to just touch on LionDesk, which is our featured CRM, Client Relationship Manager product. And LionDesk recently rolled out a feature that allows agents and brokers to easily produce a Facebook ad from within their platform. So instead of having to go into Facebook and create the ad on your own, you kind of have this automated process built into LionDesk. And it will push the ads out and then have the leads flow back into their LionDesk account. So agents have the opportunity to do this and, you know, promote their brand, home valuation and other promotional campaigns. And soon they'll have the ability to run ads on their own listings along with listings in their office. So if you haven't had the opportunity to dive into LionDesk, it's a really awesome tool. They are continually adding and improving what they have. They just launched a new version not too long ago, making the user experience just really streamlined. And they have a ton of training classes and resources within their platform. We also train on LionDesk. So if you can make the time for it, it's a really, really great product. All right, and then moving on. Oh, and I did just want to mention, we have 18 innovative real estate products that are available to you. And so if you want to learn more about them, and these are all available to you at no additional cost. So if you go to crmls.org/solutions, this is where you can get a little bit more of a detailed description on these products along with everything else that we have available to you. And then I wanted to mention our marketplace. So the CRMLS Marketplace is just a place to come and add more tools to your real estate tool belt. So the marketplace offers state-of-the-art technology at a reduced cost. So agents can go purchase these products in the marketplace individually and take advantage of some discounted rates that we were able to negotiate on our users' behalf. So a few of the newest products that we have is eCommission, which is a leading provider of commission advance services. So you can access your pending commissions whenever you need them. And we have Rate My Agent, which is a product that really empowers agents to collect and share their client reviews. So you have access to a free professional profile page and a ton of promotional tools that basically, are at no cost and really, really easy to use and don't require a lot of training. So that's a great product that's available. And then Hurdler is they're all my favorite because they wouldn't be here, right? But it really is an incredible tool that I wish I would have had access to when I was actively selling. And it's a financial wellness app that helps agents track your business expenses, so mileage, expenses, income, self-employment tax, all in one app. And it also allows you to track your finances for each listing and client. So it's a great product. Check it out. You can sign up and pay a very small amount for the first year of service. It's a huge discount. It's a 40% discount. So definitely worth taking a look at, especially with the new year coming around. And that is it. That is my spiel.
That was so amazing, Sarah. Wow. Thank you so much. I was looking to see if we had any questions that I saw in here. Somebody said, hey, go Tartans.
Yeah, Glendora High graduate, I assume.
Right, exactly. So, wow, that is so awesome. And so they will be able, did you give them your information so they'll know how to contact your office if they have any specific questions?
Yeah, but my direct email is Sarah, SARAH @CRMLS.org, and happy to take any questions, or if anyone's interested in joining our focus group, I'd love to have some new fresh faces.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to call Nancy back. Nancy, are you there?
Yep, I'm coming. Hold on. All right, great. I do want to encourage all of our members watching on Facebook Live as well as here on the Zoom class to take advantage of some of the webinars and the training that CRMLS has to offer. They do a fantastic job. The training staff over there is amazing. I know we had our representatives that would come into our association. I miss seeing them all the time.
I know.
every week they would come in. Once a week they'd come in on Mondays, either at our east location or our west location or at headquarters in Glendora, and they would always just are the nicest and knowledgeable staff that you have, and they are great. So do take advantage of those classes. There's lots of information. If you can't attend one of the live trainings that they offer through the association, which are specific to CVAR members, if you can't attend a live, go on to the CRMLS website and go to the webinars, because the webinars are great and you can get past classes and lots of information there. So I do encourage all of you to take advantage of that. Also, I do love, we actually at CVAR have had some classes, trainings on Glide. I love that feature on CRMLS that's coming up, that you can do it right through Glide. That's amazing.
Awesome. I'm really excited because
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense, and they're just a really neat company, very innovative, very forward thinking. So it's a really kind of an easy, a no-brainer type of a partnership in working with them and working to, I think, fill a really huge void in the workflow for agents. So I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad you're excited too.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Hurdler is great. We talked about Hurdler.
Great.
I think what we did is we contacted Sarah and said, hey, what products do you think are awesome? And she gave us a list and we went from there. So that was really helpful, because we have found all these trainings to be very helpful, not only the ones that we've done through like Glide and Hurdler and Rate My Agent and those kind, but also the CRMLS ones that are out there are all great trainings. As an education person, I do have to say that I do love the training. So,
well, and it's hard because I think people sometimes get overwhelmed, right? They see 18 products and solutions and they're like, where do I even start? But, I think you have to be able to identify maybe an area that you could use some help, or just spend a little time. A CRM is only as good as a CRM that you use, right? And if you don't use it, it's not going to be any good to you. But if you're able to start automating some of your processes and be able to track where your spending is going, when you're advertising, and being able to see what's working and what's not, there's just some really incredible technology that helps that process. So just pick one. Is my advice. Pick one and just see if it sticks.
Yeah. And if you need help, we're always here to help. I know the staff over at CRMLS is always willing to help us when we call in for help, but also our members. And we at CVAR will do that too. So if you have questions or you need help or you need somewhere to start, just reach out to me. It's nokley@cvar.net. Check our calendar, check CRMLS's calendar, and we can get you on the right path to get you some help if you are stuck or if you need anything. So I don't see any other questions that are in the chat. Is there anything that we didn't talk about today that you would like to mention, Sarah?
You know what, you guys, Citrus Valley, we have all of our participating associations who I have the privilege of working with. And, obviously Citrus has a close place in my heart just because of all the years of being involved with them. But, it's important that you continue to promote education. And even with an agent who's been in the industry for a long time, our things change. Things are changing, certain requirements or little things within a system or a product. And so even if you've been doing it a long time, you're like, I don't need matrix training, or I don't need cloud CMA training, or whatever trust me, just log in, go to a training. I guarantee you'll take at least a nugget or two of gold away with you. So it's worth the time, I think, to just keep educating yourself and staying relevant.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today. And Stephanie, as always, the best host. With that, I'd like to tell everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for education classes that include CRMLS training. Please visit cvarconnect.com. And also don't forget that on November 19th from 9 to 12 is our Real Estate Forward, which is our micro conference. And we have a lot of amazing speakers that will be there. We have Eileen Olroyd, the California Women's Council president, who's going to be speaking, and she is going to be interviewing Shannon McGann, who is the NAR chief. Hold on. I never get this right, Mark Epstein. She is the chief advocacy officer with NAR, and that is going to be an amazing interview with them. We also have Leslie Appleton Young, and one of her final appearances, because she is retiring at the end of the year, and so don't miss Leslie Appleton Young in one of her final appearances. She is the CAR VP chief economist, and so she's going to be giving an economic update, and you don't want to miss that. And as always, Gov Hutchison will be there, and we love Gov. So for more information, please email me and Oakley@cvar.net, or you can register on our CVAR website. And we are just so blessed to have you here today, Sarah. Thank you so much. And Stephanie, as always, what a pleasure. Thank you for attending today. And we hope to see you at more Citrus Valley Association of Realtors education events. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.